Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for February 1st, 2016. New month of February starting today, and we can put January in the record books here now with just one big storm really that affected the area, the majority of the area, and it was some heavy snow. So we got well above normal snowfall for most areas. The exception, of course, would be north central and northeastern PA, which is finishing below normal for the second straight month. So we did have the one storm that saved our central and southern areas here with some abundance of snowfall. Of course, we're not going to start off the month of February like that. We're going to start off very warm, but we do think we're going to have some changes once we get into the second week of February and beyond, where we get into some more snow. We're actually projecting February to be an above normal snowfall month for still, as we have since our winter outlook, with below normal temperatures as a whole. But we're going to have to get through this warm temperature regime we're going to have through about Wednesday. And the first thing we're going to be dealing with today is a cold front. This is a very weak cold front that's going to be pressing toward the area here in association with this area of low pressure well to our northeast over southeastern Canada. And that is going to head toward the Canadian Maritimes, but we're going to have the cold front move through and really lose steam as it moves closer to us. Next frame here, very little in the way of precipitation in association with that. So we're going to have some morning fog through about mid-morning for some areas, remaining cloudy, and then we're going to have the opportunity for an isolated shower, primarily just in the morning, but that could go into the early afternoon hours as well. Then this front will sag off to our southeast. Areas to the southeast might still get into some shower activity this evening here, or up through this evening here, the further southeast you go. But of course, northwest, we're going to have high pressure building in behind us, going to try to dry us out from northwest to southeast. This front will now move off the coast, and then we're going to have another more powerful system cut through the Great Lakes here after we go down slightly in temperatures here on Tuesday with a mostly sunny day with that high pressure moving in. We're going to have clouds increase here on Tuesday night, and then we're going to have this system move in here for Wednesday. This is a look at very early Wednesday morning. Area low pressure up here in the Great Lakes really wrapped up here, and the cold front associated with it is marching eastward. There is some locally heavy rain with this that's possible. There's going to be like a 2 to 4 hour band of rain that comes through. Might be some rain out ahead of it, some shower activity, but there is an opportunity for showers or perhaps even a thunderstorm or two with this line, and you could get some gusty winds. There are some pretty strong winds in the mid-levels that if you get heavy enough rain could mix down to the surface. So you wouldn't be surprised to see some wind gusts that are pretty high as well with this line as it moves through. But you see some locally heavy rainfall embedded with that line here as well. So you could get, if you're in an area here, especially in our central areas, I know some places here between Harrisburg and Allentown is still over a foot of snow on the ground. So any heavy rain, I know we're going to get some some melting over the next couple of days here, but it's not going to be anything prolific that's going to allow for all of it to melt. So any heavy rain would certainly be an issue here on Wednesday, even though I think the majority of this comes in the morning, and the majority of it is just over a couple hour period before that moves out. So we do clear out behind this frontal boundary. There were some indications by some models that an area low pressure would form along this boundary. It's still there, showing that this area low pressure does form along that boundary. We're going to have to watch coastal areas here for a slight graze, but right now it looks too warm for any snow, because the cold air coming in behind this frontal boundary is not going to be overwhelming cold. We're going to get back to near normal seasonable averages for this time of year. This is not overwhelming. I think the overwhelming cold is going to wait another several days to get in here, probably closer to early next week until we get that really cold air moving into the region here. So this area low pressure moving along that boundary will have to be watched just to see how close it gets to the shore points. But again, I don't think it's a snow event for those, but for those areas. But if this gets close enough and it gets dynamically wrapped up here, we could be dealing with something in this time frame. Right now, we're going to keep it dry, and keep it definitely dry in the interior until we see what this thing does. But again, not a lot of support for this thing to come west currently, with a very fast Pacific flow. I would bet on this being further out to sea. I guess not a guarantee, but we'll watch these areas here along the coastline, especially until then. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for February 1st, 2016. Have a great Monday.